Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. My name is Rachel, and I have decided I wanted to do a Rumi Oracle reading for folks who are feeling lonely. So if you're feeling lonely, this one's for you. I'm not sure what drew me to this. I'm going to knock on the cards. These are my Rumi Oracle cards by Alana Fairchild. I really love these cards. So, for folks who are feeling lonely, I'm just going to draw a few, and then I'll let you choose which one you feel called to, and then I'll do a little reading about them. So, and let me know in the comments how you are today. How are you really? If you're feeling lonely, know that you're not alone in that feeling. I've been feeling a little bit lonely myself, so but it's beautiful. I read a card that said, even my loneliness, I didn't believe even my loneliness because I felt connected. So it was beautiful. So okay, card number 1. Now I do card number 2. This is for something about seeking is coming to me. Seeking. Okay. And card number 3 is coming with some truth. Truth. Okay, card number 3. So I'll lay them for you. 1, 2, 3. I show you. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Whichever one feels right to you, go for it. We start with card number 1. Star Mother Arrakis. So she's beautiful. She's in the universe. She's surrounded. And I like to read these because I feel like they do a really good job explaining them. So, Star Mother Arrakis. Your Star Mother Arrakis dances with your soul on the celestial inner planes. She dances in the embrace of Father Sky, shining white and pale, deep in devotion to the light, beyond all that is. Arrakis, dancing star of the heavens, incites our souls to feel the rhythm of life and surrender to it in flow, in grace, stumbling and in play. Like a child who thinks not of the right steps, but just moves with music and joy, she reminds you to dance freely and from your heart. She reminds you that your soul is constantly dancing with the divine. What better way to connect with the joy and beauty of your soul than to mimic its movements? So dance, beloved. Let your being dance. O Arrakis, your bright beauty penetrates even the darkest of minds to remember, remember, remember. She calls out. Her voice is music to our hearts. You are a child of heaven. You are born of such regal stuff, dear dancing child of the stars. When you suffer, I send you my comfort as stars falling from the sky. When you triumph, my dance becomes wild and the light erupts from my heart in all directions. The light becomes music, stirring within you an urge, almost inexplicable, and yet so very deep and real, to make music, to create art, to dance, to play, to be at one with the joyful, creative energy that dwells within you, beloved. So it sounds like if you're feeling stifled in your creative side, that you should create and dance and play, and that will alleviate some of this loneliness, your star mother Arrakis will be there to comfort you. So, star child, earth angel, divine creature. Your star mother keeps an eye on all the wild games happening in the sacred playground of the earth. She will care for you, righteous and true, shining divine justice and protection. No bully shall prevail over you. No bully from within you shall prevail either. No lies, deceit, or injustice shall temper your wild truths. Be demanding and claiming her love for you. Learn how to love yourself as she loves you, with wild, unconditional, passionate regard. Be like the child wailing for its mother. Ma, 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 come close. Then she descends. Like a torrential downpour of devotional light, a tsunami of affection is unleashed. A rampaging cosmic tigress hurtles towards you, her claws gripping the fabric of the skies as she rushes to protect her beloved cub. She will fight for you against the forces that would dull you and dumb you down, obscure your brilliance, and stultify your free-form dance into strict, choreographed movements. She will pour her luminous essence into every crevice of your demanding soul. Nothing can resist her light. All shall be washed and revived in the outpouring of her luminous love. Then, sated and content, you are this child so secure in the love of your mother. You trust in life implicitly and in what it is brought to your door. You do not succumb to untruths. You do not resist because you are safe, held in the love of the mother. You have no need to resist. What is there to resist? Nothing. There is only the loving truth in your world, and all is at peace in your heart. And should there be cause to stand up and fight for love, for freedom, for light, for her truthsome, unconditional life respected and honored, well, you shall particularly be equipped for success. When there is that war to fight, you shall be the warrior who defends the motherland, absolute in your devotion to her ways and empowered through her vast, indefatigable, triumphant power. And shall you bludgeon your way with brute force or fear? Of course not. So here is your guidance. Lay down your old weapons, for new technology awaits you. It is the most magnificent of forces, that of divine alignment, of surrender to the Star Mother and her way of luminous potency. From her great vantage point, the vastest problems of our earthly mindsets are merely in need of a quick whipping by the tail of a comet. And this she easily achieves by flicking a strand of her hair or poking out her tongue. Maybe you've seen like a shooting star, or you will. In the hands of a greater being, even your deepest trials will succumb to divine victory. Your ability to make the journey will be strengthened, and your success only a matter of the passing of time. Patience. Can you give yourself this gift, this blessing of the love, power, and protection of your star heritage? We all descend from the stars, but some of us are asked to remember to acknowledge the divine parentage from which we came, and to allow the innate divine dignity within to restore us to faith in the path here on earth. So you're here for a reason on earth. No matter how dark life on earth may seem at times, when we remember our holy heritage, we can also realize, yes, I am blessed, held as one with the Mother who shall not be deterred from great holy purpose. I shall prevail. I forgot that and feared, but now I remember and am determined once more. Then you shall feel joy and be inclined to dance, to sing, to make your art, and to live fearlessly once again. So each of these Rumi Oracle cards comes with a sacred honoring ritual. So this sacred honoring ritual says, open your hands up above your head and say, through unconditional love and divine mercy, through the blessings of the ancient master and sages, including Brother Rumi, who loves without condition. I call upon the blessings of the stars, the remembrance of my divine heritage, and the gift of spiritual success. I call upon the assurance of my soul's triumph and the luminous embrace of the Holy Mother. I honor my soul's need for art and for expression, and for creativity now from a pure and loving place within me. So be it. And you have finished your sacred honoring ritual. So, Star Mother Arrakis, the first card. If this card is what you chose, it sounds like you are a warrior of creative justice, of passion and dance and play, and that you're being held by your ancestors in this moment. Whether you believe that your ancestors are from the stars, or whether you believe in the ancestors from the earth, you are being held by those ancestors, and they're holding you close. So if you are feeling lonely, remember that they are also with you at all times, and they love you. Thank you. Card number 2. Let love transform. Oh, this one is beautiful. Let love transform. Number 14. Okay. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls, the dry land receives the water of life, the stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul. Rumi. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come, sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative verity. The great beloved is a show-off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would constantly be breathless, in a fit of appreciation and awe so great, truly there would not even be a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent. Perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right. So utterly juicy and sweet you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, not a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry and doubt. Well, I'm so happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you are not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. Okay. Wow. So it sounds, if you're lonely and you're seeking right now, that you've already found it. You just need to be patient and trust the divine timing of your successes and your triumphs. And that love is transforming you. And if you're anything like me, you have this idea in your mind of control, of what it's going to look like. But I can promise you that you will not be able to fathom what lies ahead. But it will be beautiful. So this sacred honoring ritual for letting love transform, our second card. Open your arms up to the heavens and imagine sacred bounty pouring down, more than you can hold. This is love's gift of plenty to you. Imagine whatever it is you want: love, abundance, peace, passion, healing, purpose. Let it all descend into your body and soul just like that. When you're ready, place your hands on your heart and say, I am love's own. I am seated with my brother Rumi, who loves me unconditionally. Upon the love seat in the sacred garden of the divine creator. I am blessed to fulfill my destiny, to become divinity awakened and embodied, to receive all of life with the wings of angels at my back, so I may rise with my sacred animal feet to dance with sacred delight upon this earth. Put your hands in prayer. Bow your head for a moment. You have finished your sacred honoring ritual. So, it sounds as if Maybe your feelings of loneliness are very temporary, my dear. And I know that being lonely is hard and difficult, but you have so much coming to you. I promise. So, card number 3. Sacred convergence. Wow, the color, it's so pretty. Roaming about town, the master was holding a light, saying, "I am weary of the demons and the beasts. A human is what I am longing for. The human cannot be found. We have searched. What cannot be found is what I am longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. The mine of the finest rubies is what I am looking for. One hand holding a cup of wine and the other the curls of the beloved. A dance like this in the middle of the circle is what I am longing for." Rumi. How I have longed for you, my very own. Look no further, for the family beyond your family, the relationship beyond all other relationships, the great love that unveils all other loves to be mere reflections of the one great and true love, is here for you now. It is I who has sought you through the stirrings of your own heart. Yes, 'twas I, hidden beneath every secret yearning for something more, something full, something special, something all-encompassing. Behind every yearning, always I have hidden. Now I show myself to you, that you may become so filled with the same passionate devotion that I hold for you, that your mind will fall away, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity of love, tossed into an ocean of silent, unending bliss. Come to me. We are to be one now, in sacred convergence of silent, eternal passion. Wow. It sounds like the divine is really seeking you, coming to you, there with you always. Sacred convergence indicates a coming together of souls in alignment with a greater cause. This greater cause is both personal and impersonal. There is an aspect of joining together for common purpose, although that purpose may not be immediately obvious at a level of day-to-day consciousness. That common soul purpose may be to lift each other into greater love and self-belief, to shed fear and open the heart, filling each individual soul with more holy fire for its personal, passionate purpose. You'll have a sense when this process is happening. There will be a coming together of you with like-minded souls who hail from all walks of life. And yet together, through some invisible genius, you will help each other. You may simply be dancing in the same room, or singing in a group, attending a class or workshop, or just visiting the same beach or park. But at that moment, there will be a sense of something coherent and nourishing happening at a far greater level. The trickle-down effect into your personal life will be felt too. You'll have more energy after spending time with these people, even if you don't interact very much on a personal level beyond being in the same space. You'll feel empowered to step forward on your path and love yourself with less conditions. You'll become freer to shed your fears, let go of relationships based in fear and judgment, and open up to those more loving, responsive, and inspiring to continue on your personal journey in increasingly profound ways. This oracle has come to you because you are part of a greater sacred convergence happening now. Perhaps you've already sensed its progression, or perhaps it will not be obvious to you, but the effect, whether obvious or subtle, will be important to your soul development and divine awakening. You're being asked to drop defenses and barriers towards groups of people that feel good for you. However, those that dampen your spirits or drag you down are to be dispensed with. No matter what games of blame or manipulation they may play to keep you coming back for more. No, that shall not do for your soul growth now. Just step away. Turn towards those connections that feel nourishing to your soul and learn to share yourself without fear. Just be. You do not have to force the planets to spin, nor the great cycles of your soul to happen. All that is required is that you show up for what is offered to you now. Do your part. Take your steps. Dance, sing, and be, and allow the gifts of sacred connection to change your world. For this is the spiritual gift presented to you now. This oracle comes with a special message. Perhaps you have been thinking about shedding lower vibrational connections based in the ego world of power games, sabotage, manipulation, and fear. Perhaps you have already begun this process, or even shed so many you are fearing you might have overpruned yourself, to be left with nothing and no one. Do not fear, feisty angel of love. Your truth is prevailing. You cannot stay in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in the vibration of love. Whilst you learn to sustain that vibration within you until it cannot be rattled by any crisis or demand, you are wise to place yourself in more nourishing connections. If you want a plant to grow, why not give it the best soil and conditions in which to do so? Certainly, the plant of love can and will grow in the most inhospitable conditions, but it can be rather more joyful to grow in gentler, more nourishing conditions if possible. This oracle comes with guidance for you, that the possibility for more joyful relationships and growth of love within is in your power. You can choose each day, each moment to make a choice. Trust yourself, your discernment, your intuition, and choose. You do not owe anything to anyone. Repeat this law of karma. You only owe love the chance to grow. So let that be your guiding principle now as you release the old and trust that even if your garden of relationship becomes sparse for a while, you have been cutting back unhealthy plants to allow for new life to flourish. It is only a matter of timing for the season of new life and growth to come again. And so it shall, bringing with it sacred convergence of souls on the path of love. Your soul tribe, your soul family, your new group of those journeying upon the path of love. So this is your sacred honoring ritual. Say, Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, I open to your grace. I hereby declare I am willing to release those connections that no longer serve my spiritual growth on the path of love. I release relationships based in fear and am open to those based in love. I surrender the need to know, to judge, to assert control, and to be in the right. I open up to tolerance, intuition, and honoring of my heart. I open to love. Show me the way, brother of my soul. Guide me through your grace into the sacred convergence of my soul and divine love in its most gracious expression, now and always. I call in my soul group of love, and I open my heart to nourishing connections in all ways now. So be it. Close your eyes and relax with your hands resting on your heart. Do this for however long feels good for you. When you're ready, simply open your eyes and you have completed your sacred honoring ritual. So maybe now you're feeling lonely because you have gotten to be alone for the first time, away from these toxic relationships that were holding you back. And it can feel lonely, but trust that new relationships that are full of love are coming your way. So thank you so much for showing up today. Blessings, love, light, feeling, emotion. It's hard. Being lonely is hard. But I honor you and I'm here with you. I feel that. I felt that. Lonely is so hard. But I love you. You're human. We'll get through this.